Whether you're a film school grad or you're a do-it-yourself filmmaker, you should know that a career path in media is not so easily navigated. Every day, people come to Los Angeles and they have dreams of starring in or directing the next big thing. And that's great because it gives you something to strive for. But how do you actually get into Hollywood? Legendary film star Bette Davis said that the best way to get to Hollywood is to take Fountain. What she's referring to is Fountain Avenue as an alternate route between Santa Monica and Sunset. Now, in her day, Fountain Avenue probably wasn't jammed full of traffic like it is today, but maybe it is still the best way. So how do you get there? Work hard is probably what you're expecting me to say. And while working hard and churning out great content can bring you visibility and potentially get you opportunities, it does take some savvy navigation to follow your career's path because everyone else in town is doing the exact same thing. Now, we've all heard the old business phrase, it's all in who you know. And yes, that's true, but it neglects to tell you that it's all about who knows you just as well. In a past video, I talked about directors and actors forming working relationships. This gives you a friends roster, people that you can call on when you have a project coming up. Just don't forget to call them and just say hi or happy birthday or congratulate them on their successes. That's very important too. So what I'm going to do is give you a couple of ways that you can start to branch out, figure out what your career path is, what direction you should go, and then pursue that. So let's start here. Take out a sheet of paper and a pen. A pencil will work. It might even be better. I'll wait. You got it? Okay, make a list of everyone you know who works in entertainment, production, marketing. This works in any industry, so if you're watching this and you're not in entertainment, it works in your industry too. Let's start to go down that list and we're going to rank the people that are on there. We're going to put ones next to the people that you can call or text and just to chat or go have a drink. People that are really close to you. These are your primary contacts. This is the basis of your network. Now we're going to go back through the list and we're going to put number 2 next to the people who you've worked with, you've been on jobs with them, they know you, but on a professional level. These people you may have on Facebook or LinkedIn lists, but you're not really socially close. You don't see them outside of the workplace. You may even have their phone number, but it's not something you use regularly. Those get a number 2. For the third pass, these are the people who you've met, but you don't have any real connection to. They're the people who, if you ran into them, you could say, oh, we met that one time at the charity, or so-and-so introduced us, and they might recall within 2 or 3 minutes and say, oh yes, I remember, something along those lines. Those people, they get a number 3. Now, you may be lucky and you might have Taika Waititi or one of the Russo brothers or another Marvel movie director as a number 1. Most of us don't have that, and that's okay. Before going much further, understand that you could do this in any number of ways. Some people do it where they take out a big poster board and they put their name in the middle and they draw lines to their number 1s and to their number 2s, and then they connect the number 1s to the 2s and the 2s to the 3s. And now that you're done, this gives you a visual representation on where you need to focus your energy. You've met all these people, now you just need to bring them closer. 3s need to become 2s, 2s need to become 1s, and then you're going to have to find a whole new group of 3s and continue that process, bringing people closer to you. And as you bring them closer, you need to recognize that they do not exist solely to help serve your career. They have lives and jobs and families, and you need to be respectful of their time. So don't start calling somebody at work if they're not going to remember you within a minute of talking to you on the phone. You're hurting your progress that way. So you say, Steve, how do I go about connecting with them if our meeting was brief or they might not remember me by name? That is a good question. And here's the solution. It's the ancient art of letter writing. Emails also count if you have that info, but sometimes it's harder to get an email address than an office address. So it's the form, not the format, that matters. When composing your letter, you want to compose a business letter, not a fan letter. You're not requesting an autograph here. Start by using the proper salutation. While the culture we live in has become less formal with social media and those things, a formatted heading will stand out and show that you are interested in business. Even if this person seems very casual by nature, at the very least you can do is say, look, I want to found a business relationship, so I'm keeping it professional. So the next thing you want to do is include the information we met at or we were introduced by. This will give an instant connection to you and it will help you make progress. If it's somebody new that you're trying to forge a relationship with, you want to give them some information about you. For instance, I'm a recent film school graduate from your alma mater. Or I'm Steve Everson, I'm the producer for Megalith Digital. We do similar work and there could be some mutual advantage to forming this connection. Something along those lines. The goal is to give them a reason to respond. Next, you're going to include a paragraph that states what you're trying to do or why you want to meet with that person. This could be to just get a general meeting so that you can introduce yourself in person, or it could be that you want to ask some questions over the phone and get some mentor advice for something that they did in the past that's similar to what you're trying to do, etc. I have used the mentor method before in those conversations, and it absolutely works. Now let me stop here for just a second. This is not where you would say, I have a script and I'm looking for $20 million to make my dreams come true. Not only will they not finish the letter, they'll probably never take any correspondence from you again. You don't want that tacked to your name, so don't do that. Instead, tell them why you're writing to them rather than some other person who's in a similar position as them. I really am a longtime admirer of 1, 2, and 3. That gives them a little bit of that feel good, and it gives you a better chance of securing the meeting that you're going for. Finally, tell them that you're going to follow up in a couple of weeks, either with another letter or maybe it's a phone call to the office, and then actually follow through. You may get screened by an assistant, and that's fine. You just say that I am following up on a letter that I sent. You may get some instruction on calling back at another time, or they'll call you back. Either way, that's fine. And you just say, if not, I'll follow up again next week. And then follow up. Did any of that make sense? All of that make sense? You can email me if you have questions. I'll try and help you if I can. Note, I'm not going to give out anybody's personal contact information. Please don't ask for it. This is an industry you chose to work in. It's a job, so get to work on that. Moving on. Here's a couple more things that'll help. Business card etiquette. Did you know there was such a thing? No, you didn't. It's fine to give out business cards at networking events. That's what cards are for, and that's what networking events are for, right? But if you're in a restaurant and you run into somebody that you'd like to work with, don't try and shove a card in somebody's hand. The rule that you need to follow is 3 meetings. If you've met somebody 3 times, then you can ask to give them a card, or you can ask them for a card. Pop quiz. How many times do you meet someone before asking to give them a card? 3. If it's an actor or a celebrity that you're trying to meet, you might want to wait till a few more times than 3 before you pop that question. It's just better, and they don't generally schedule their own work anyway. They're probably just going to say something like, talk to my agent. That's what normal people say. Not everybody has an agent. Look, it's always best to go through the proper channels, and using some of what I've said here will get you into those channels and help you get onto your career path. It's not the only way, but it is the way that will work if you aren't someone that hangs out in places that are frequented by people that you want to work with, which is generally their job. So unless you're hanging out at their job, they're not going to get that opportunity to meet you, because I am sure you're talented and wonderful. At least that's what they tell me. Having a clearly defined path is a huge benefit. If you were a pirate, you would not go sailing after treasure without having a map. Don't try and navigate your career without a map. After all, we're all here for the same thing.
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.